nipa bebre ashase committee ni nyan shase nye na adwuma kra no se wutie some of the comment for some people from some quarters in na se for no ma what they are seeking to suggest is ehun hia ebinu nso kra se eni mra kwan mu and whole lot of conversation around it. I don't know, proud to this whole election. Idea about one major problem for Ghana for over the years, has to do with corruption. Enti, say corruption was some na yaka proud to the elections. Then, a be sacred responsibility for new government na what take over. And say Ghana for akoma swadi and say nipa ye bo mutisu so modo mo sabo oman mu afa oman ni sika no. There is the need for us to make sure say yanu omu bedi yanu omu di no say obi ekwo which hanti obi na mom say ye no kram pass obi de sabo Ghana sika mu. Then there is the need for Ghana for omu na yansanka ye sika back. So it is at the back of that your friend is saying demand from Ghanaians, and John Mahama banker said then he will recover every looting will be Fabiano will be recovered through that particular your friend saying we now the by operation recover your friend say all loot no buy. So if today power abba can sa then also follow through with that particular your friend say promise now make it to Ghanaians, because so we had the rate at which and corruption air cost will chroma from 2017 up to date. The instances of political corruption yenya under President Akufo-Addo no yakasa ye number enya de se ye bewie Ghana sika senka ye de development for the people of this country afa kwati kwan so akodi nipa kuma bi nsam aban sa asebi ada krom ha from Rollins pens wa sebi na oye so jani anka obedim de patapa ene nibre agye sa japade na chama na busuafo no Rollins anya sa japade we nkrofo we fa kwan bi so asesa sa niema ni nyina boso because yenya power enti yensesa sa niema no se me no wogetum na megetum say indeed sa niema we yakoso okrom ha then ade be na be ye obi ya say you set up a committee. Na committee ni jumadie ehonsema abaye we in the first place. Omo modi kind TV so omo keka nsem say na commission no kra ni legal background any it is not regulated within any legal framework bia and your witch hunting say nsem na man for kan nyina. To be very honest with you nsem hunu any reasonable grounds bia, because in the first place Ora na committee na President Mahama as it stands now, or your president-elect, only executive power to set up a commission and as until say be sworn in, and or set up a preparatory committee. That committee no adwuma one. Obi en ho okwata mo man sika de atu o mo ka say oh mo ye committee and mo ye adwuma mo man nti o man no is financing you. So now see this oral committee as just a platformer. Their job is to receive complaints, evidence, information from Ghanaians. Because this committee any prosecutorial power, prosecutorial authority or do be court. Jumadi omudia na say o evidence say obia for man asase. O evidence say obia wi o man say o man we ya o evidence afabra. Yet the say we will forward it to the appropriate institutions or more prosecutorial powers and authority to take the issue up. And then Bonnie na was the same way. I know a man for TSA Bontia now need powers by because Sajumana ora no babayano. And Krofuko be yebi okrum hadada. Nobody has questioned their legal authority and as a constitutional authority in as a forum. Manasa Azure, for instance, Ajumana oil true for state in investigative platforms, information now when you free so neba nipa na de komano. And answer a man for na inform and on one tea and no anya, but at the end, found go to the prosecution because it's a media man or an investigation or yet an investigation in no we are not the end say, or the Baba trouble and Tiama Ghana for who say, Manasa me investigation, the Mahuni. And it is a state, A state na said yes, unya sa evidence na go ahead to prosecute. And this oral committee, is that they don't need any legal framework because they are not going to prosecute anybody. They are there to receive complaints and into modern numbers, emails, telephone numbers, and then as a for Babon thing say. Ebo Ghana for in the last 8 years, corruption upon corruption in some koso. Wow, any information, hard evidence, core evidence, solid enough. Betting boyen. Am I yet to me a penny some individuals? Ye free some mabokro no ye benya evidence mon famra na say ora anunya sa neema we ya their job is to segment these complaints because there are some they will have to go to Yoko, there are some they will have to go to special prosecutor, and some the AGR or bar will take them up. And what is this whole noise about legal authority? What legal authority do they need as a committee? Just a conduit, just a platform. Their job is to just receive information from people. Wow, you can equally create a platform. Say, "Unya our evidence so be about corona fabre me. Medical command attorney general na medical command special prosecutor. So be this adwuma die na enyo man sika na yedi tua na ka. Or mine is not financing anybody. Then a dear man, a crime. I think that this is something I go be a crowd should welcome it. Yama yenije. Say, yenya such your friends and a committee. Omo, the Omo Yenina is dedicated towards Omo Boyan to fight issues of political corruption. Abaye so entrenched and deep rooted in our politics. Because you cannot convince me. Say, in some Akoso Okroma in the last 7 years and 8 years under Akufo-Addo government, we can just brush it aside. And I say, because governance it wasn't a court. Happened. They lived in an offices, operated in offices. They operated with people everywhere. And there are Ghana for Asabi, omo politicians, omo krano want more information than abayim penim for. Because oko ministries, oko various offices in Nasefonoma, there are people there. I been me a civil servant. Nema ekosono bebre aware, but because omuni to mean omun to mean can be ayan sasi ya tonwa. A man for ya job sasi through omun semne Nasefonom. People are aware. So Ghana forward a lot of information. Such a platform now we're creating because you are when you are semno onimba bia odeko. And when you abanya or say okay, ma set up a committee. Or complain or issue, I just go to them. Committee, is not going to prosecute anybody. Their job is to say or receive whether they can do further digging to get better and better particulars. And now say forward it to the appropriate institutions and legally, or more mandate to take issues of prosecution. Their job is to use state resources to dig deeper. And as a investigate it to get evidence, hardcore evidence. I would do court for. Ubetimi who say yes and some will be default because it's not going to be try and error. Go ni panokra what the back court. Na evidence and just solid enough near botugu or the another person called another person. Ebedru baby the energy a womb crown a back form. This is a collective effort. Our government try to get Ghanaians involved. Say we are Ghana near. So hohoi or techimai or drop or sunyai a hefana war. Nasa uwo evidence a bit me aboyen amaya gata strong evidence enough. Yes, I'm for disika. Bonnie ben the womb. I'm for aquatina social media and other platforms. Omatrio monuses wena ora ya witch hunter and ora. Come on, it doesn't make sense. So I think that this whole thing around where people just want to use some of these and these tactics just to warp the spirit of a man for or more yes I near my way, but to me it will not fly. Come here, there are substantive issues I'm expecting say you better divulge into. For instance, PDS. Are you telling me say PDS we should just let it slide? My culture how this whole thing started. America Power Initiative Ghana fortunately enough on a part of America. Abraham Obama your president initiative say more energy sector no ye betimi afa kwan bi so aboa mo Now to do that, more engage private sector, because a private sector participation bema efficiency akosoro, because the entire no more cancer and says ECG sa manfo produce powers no power no modo mo so mo nkoton a ombeba no na ekasu so about 42% of omu revenue no omu lose to both commercial and technical losses. Company be any who will lose almost by 32 of your revenue to technical and we are benya bibi, because abaya jumani no cost of kwaje revenue na kwaje ya fence sa we no na so kwana se nipa na ntua ma na mfa no ho because abaya juma na yes na kana buroburo gu so enti amanfo aton power na mo de ma ECG so nkoton no okoton a ebia emu 40% and otimi recover ni nyina de aka nyina hye. So the only way betimi assure say private sector bam na ni sika kodim dia o de ni brane ne den bagege sa sika no enti allow private sector participation na sa mo yes sa ye wo sika de beboa mo akufo ado abusuafo te sa asem na no mko for me PDS eno mo akeka mo ho bom and company no all the legal requirement as a winner financial guarantees ne nasefo as a winner ansa na wadi mu ansa na yama akwan am obaye sanse bo ba umia fa nyansa kwan so waiver sa na ma ni nyina ma nkrofoko ebenya access to your taxes are not more ECG bills for several months in this country when that particular thing was a Ponzi scheme. And I'm so Emma scandal new blow you know. The videos and the audios were all over. What TB me TB. Nanka Ghana for expertise President Akufo-Addo betena se aka se ade wo ya ba Ghana for TB de ma menya investigation kra mfa ho. America ban na all my yensa sika no de abufuo e suspend ye 190 million choppable American dollars as an kaya buy ho. That particular money a shere Ghana. Are you telling me that this particular thing should not be investigated? Nasa Ghana need in China sa our evidence. A man and fan concoma committee, ama committee no transin can near mum and fan concoma AG. Man prosecute too. Now so will be a coming up with such initiative. At the end of your bonnet for home. Are you telling me that the PDS should just be allowed just like that? And several other instances of political corruption across Okroma. For instance, the National Cathedral ya asama de biya kan. At the time of minor Ghana fwe dia bene. E ka mene yan hu de ye. Na aban President Akufo-Addo timi fa ne pem kwatamo man sika over $25 million eko sign say monje na monfanye seed money abra Ghana for yem kwatena baabi ankase epese ese cathedral ba obi se ono na akoso ne de patapa ye po yem po de sika besi cathedral nsem no koba ye no Shraj kra say the whole contract na ye ma no was fraudulent anyame na America Shraj say contract na yede man say yensi asore dan na e cost over about $365 million no Shraj say that particular contract was fraudulent. And are you saying say we should just let it go? Ghana for sika ko uram ye $58 million. Are you saying say it should just go? Na say Ghana ni bi wo baabi na or evidence e betimi aboa amayakeka bom because abahen na oba no may have information but they may not have all the information oh. And some of the evidence na such that enkrofo we ko bone e wo mutim ti ombefa nyansa kwan so ahyehye no asai bi wo hwehwe awonsa nka. So it is only a collaborative effort from the new government and the people of this country to come together and say oh evidence ya it doesn't matter how small you can never tell. Asa sa niema we nyina eba na ekeka bom na amamfo de be fight aboa ama de yesi ye pene yensa aka. What is all this fuss about this whole thing? And clearly you could see say the same media surrogate now who couldn't survive because the new media has taken over no. They are the very people who are out there. Our more try some besa miegu abangarim in this particular regard. My culture said the era where we say ye nyina ye nyankopon manti yamfancha sang sem hunu no atwam in our politics, because the very moment a state begin to show weakness and mercy to people who go against the state, that particular country is done. And something I'm looking forward to say, Assembly President Mahama Kase Obe fight corruption runti was setting up this aura at this early stage, and conquer just political talk na could do baby. Now software na him for the muni a patcha when ye jai, ye basa or minor bo. Because the impression that will be created, ne say, whoever gets power be no bar, ubitimiya the open offer wedi. This is the time for us to set a stage for a new government, say, enough of that nonsense. Ghana 4 have overwhelmingly voted to embarrass Akufo-Addo and Nabang, say, enough of the political corruption. The resources available to Ghana 4, no, ye make good use of it. Say, by ye betting benefit Ghana 4. Now, few people, ne omobusian for emfa in the name of politics, emeje, emoso, enkase yene yawa abaimu, yana omoto abama yana yenim nyansa achen yobia, yana yaban woso. Na manfom fa arrogance ni kokoti because he kwanya na Akufo-Addo nam so ano kasa kire Ghana 4. Kwanya na papa bi ese efe no wuntumi kwatena radio so sabe nkrase kasa ne nsama yenka nkire nipa na omote radio so na omo keka na emu abronye and some other people ene na menchen sanema we nyina akoso. And I think that this is the time ese emu no kra no ba abonten nsam na akoso de, but until say a court of competent jurisdiction ebetimi assess all relevant evidence amanfo de kwa kogu nanim amana hu say indeed nipa we di for anase nipa we di for. It's too early for anybody to sit anywhere and say and after all, President Mahama onya swear in, he has every power to appoint whoever, set up any committee, commission to do any investigation that he wants. See, he swear in as president, and he's really committed to person fighting corruption. Me say he has the absolute power and authority to set up any committee, commission, or any investigative body. Make sure, sir, so obey disikano or kase obey go after that person. There is no law a ban from doing that. And he can equally resource the already existing institutions or more powers to prosecute, like the AG, like the special prosecutor, and several other, because special prosecutor Akufo-Addo by a white elephant in the sea, nyansa sembien free mumaya, a resources na ye wasting on my culture as a way government. Now, opesa fight corruption. It's not about the many institutions you set up, but it is about your commitment. But this ORA 10 is not an institution. It is a committee that has been set up to receive complaints. So binding you to me, no say about more certain legal backing be. Now are more prosecutorial powers. That is up to the government or the president to exercise that discretion. But as it stands now, it is just a platform that is to receive complaints. Across a MTN call center. Sanity. And then say hello. Mahusa manfo ye say wa me evidence in here and amomra na momehwe. You go, you delve deeper. Because there are some of the evidence at the preliminary stage, they can't even your friends stand any evidential test. Because the propensity of maybe the evidential value will be so low. So what the actually but you need to weigh. Say by a man phone consistency, who be am fan court na and conquer yes, the judiciary overwhelmed with issues because omokasa a man form far by a man form fan semra and some man for the baba ukrumano. I'm telling you, say, enya the ketwa. So you need such a team, people with that vast experience, that kind of knowledge, understanding into issues like this. Now, omubehu, which of the issues and our grounding enough evidence woho I nuntino say a court for bit me standing the test of time. So once set up such a team, you won't get such information. And now that committee babonti, I'm told they've received over 700 petitions in less than a week. 700 petitions, more less than a week. A child say Ghana for are willing to provide information. So what the baby a man kwatena baby in kase a witch hunting. Mete say osofu bi say enye die hia no na ye to abama say o ma fix economy. Ya to abama ne say eya na mu ebinum aya na ebinum yare. If you are ignorant, just shut up, go and sit somewhere. Obi enu ho to abama President Mahama say omra mef fix economy nko awo. Makacho say the major determinant factor Ghana for the Kotwaba is to go after people who have stolen from this country. And we are suffering now to baby. Now we could new opportunity now. If you don't have anything sensible to say, just shut up. Maybe issues of governance, politics, modern day, your mind, your brain belongs to antiquity. We understand. Just go. Kofa Genesis, go and preach to your church members. Maybe this is not your fault. Just shut up, go. Because I'm telling you, sir, the most essential part of this whole responsibility at Ghana for the top President Mahama Bati to go after people who are milk the state. That is the foremost responsibility. Because if we don't, way. Na yan set example. Any economy be a build in the future, criminals will come and destroy it, and we will come to point zero. That's exactly why we are here today. Look at where we are, and we also for now obey your mind to this particular way. You are not even ashamed to say, yan twaba man sabe teaching grow for ya twaba man sabe fix the economy. One why na twaba man why campaign or more ye ehina na wujina. We've never even heard you. We never even heard your voices. Amidst of all the nasty stuff Akufo-Addo and his people were doing in this country, you never found your voice. Suddenly, some of you are emerging. Professor Nana no mi kuha na yese fena da yose hwan na mete say o ma obi advice and nobody needs your advice. Mr. Man, Ghana is here because of greedy folks like you. And he was criticizing Akufo-Addo here and then as a forum. Because these are greedy people, you can't even take them serious. Because until said no not just so bekasa. Because Akufo-Addo sha say all born mind way no. And na yo or sha 2017. Or shall say 2017. But because these people had their belly full, they all kept quiet until Abraya the war money. Amwako back and hubi. Yet the war and then he was all over the platforms, chastising, bastardizing. Now he found sense in someone like Mubika since 2016. And now when you are buying our bar, already I show dedication, say, oh, Ghana for mo how ba kwa ye krono a yabomo enti medie me ba be boamo ama ya fight ya. Then you tell them say yanto aba ma say mo make chechi amanfo. Now aba no vote woms yesen. Research ben na we ye hwan na wudi di nkomo ka kire say Ghana for anto aba say ye mecheche. I am telling you say the most important responsibility a Ghana for expected from the new government, one year, a man form will never forgive the president and say, letting these people go scot-free. Maybe also for now you're so ignorant, you don't even know what has happened. But I'm telling you, just take your time. Just look at how these people have messed up with this economy. Then you take institutions like Bank of Ghana. How come one person in 1 year ebetimia boka over $60 billion? 60 billion Ghana cedis. 60 billion Ghana cedis. Maybe people understand. And now grown a yedi. Is you know one tells you message just shut up people a bit na. Not give the space to a man for we are ready and willing. Because going after criminals are move your mind and in the best stage at the same time will prove a point to amanfo or more bad this new government team say and business as usual. Or my culture say politics 2020, politics 2010, politics 2000 is different from politics today. We nima and ya buying na ba same BM. We mistake now but trem na be dim kwasa sema waso be yese. Because first na politics Kufo pencil Rollins a pencil na akwa say call to be I say you can't call ta akwa say amanfo a omo yesa suma say bibi to say Freemason na ye no suma say on ka ho a you don't even see inside. And omo enlisted few greedy guys in the traditional media. No omo na set agenda issue no